Hello everybody and welcome back to another Malts and Meeples video. I'm Petter and today, well, we're back here at the Gen Con list and I have it filtered by games that are going to be available to buy for the first time. This is the Geek Preview for Gen Con 2025. I unfortunately am not going to be able to make it this year. I do have some friends who are making it, so there's a likely chance I'm going to ask if they can pick up a few games for me. Just not many, and nothing big. But let's start going down the list. So, to kick it off here, we have 18 Royal Gorge. This is a train stock game. I'm not interested in a big train game, 18XX style train game, so that's an easy pass for me. Then we have a number here from 25th Century Games. Big Sur. This is a pattern building game. I don't know anything about this one, really. It looks like you're kind of trying to build your route so that it gets you the most points. I'd definitely be interested in this one, and at $20, that's a solid price for it. Botswana, this is one that has been out for ages. It's not one that has ever really interested me that much. And this new edition doesn't really change that for me. Then we have Conservas, Scott Alm's game, a solo bag building game. I'm interested in it. Scott Alms does a lot of solo projects, and then bag building does sound interesting as well. Grand Central Skyport. The only mechanism is a rondel, so let's look into it a little bit more here. Do we have images? We do. This would be the rondel piece for it. I don't know anything about this one. Has some cool looking pieces. The idea of skyports and kind of hot air balloons, definitely cool idea. I'd probably say I'm undecided on that one. I just don't know enough. And especially 2 to 4 player game, that's a nice play count. But oftentimes I like to see that they do have that solo mode. La Habana. Havana. Who will emerge Cuba's greatest builder? This one's already available. $45 on Amazon. They're saying $30 there. It's it all laid out. Obviously that's an older version of it. I do appreciate how 25th Century is bringing over some new games. Operation Barclay. A betting hand management bluffing game for only 2 players. None must have, excuse me, and interested in that one. I like the artwork on it, and it sounds intriguing. Liar's Dice actually is a game that I should play. I've never played Liar's Dice. I feel like that's a missing spot for me in my gaming experience, but it just hasn't ever been something that has come across. And with 25th Century, they're definitely going to have a nice version of that. Raw and Right, a roll and write version of Raw. I'm actually not super interested in that. Also not interested in this. I have a copy of Raw. Actually, so I'm going to mark that there. I would be more interested in this if I didn't already have a copy of Raw that's the older style. This one, I probably should say I am interested in it. I'd definitely give it a try, but it's not one that really stands out to me as like, yeah, that's going to be a great one for me. Razzia by Rainer Knizia. Bid to acquire the best booty, but act quickly before the police break up the party. It doesn't stand out to me. It looks... I'm assuming it's a fairly... relatively lightweight. I mean, considering the lowest you can weight something is a 1. So most people say it's a kind of medium light game. That could be fine. I don't know. Red letter, yellow letter. Party word game. I always need... I'm gonna basically mark every party game as not that interested in it unless I know a fair amount about it, because party games are kind of a dime a dozen. Sand art. This one, that's $40 for a drawing game. Seems like a lot. Now, I fully expected the production to be nice like this, but that seems like a lot for me. I would have to really be impressed after trying it. Vanity plates. Wow, my brain, that would took too long. Party game, same as before. I need to know about the party game more. Wine cellar. Rival sommeliers compete in a fierce auction to build the best collection. Undecided. It's a nice cheap price point, so I'm assuming it's mainly a card game. Here, if we look. So, who knows? It could be an interesting one. Kind of undecided on it. The Yellow House. A drawing battle between Van Gogh and Gauguin. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'm interested in that one as a 2-player game. So then let's go up to LB. Oh, I don't have the filter on, do I? I don't. Filter. For sale. There we go. For sale. Apply filter. One filter. We only have 424 now. I mean, that's practically taken care of. So LB, we have Dirt and Dust at the Aries Game booth. This one is on my wish list. Rally. It's rally racing with dice and cards. I'm interested. Event pickup, so that makes me think they're not going to necessarily have copies for sale there, but you can pre-order one if you want. And the 1 to 4 player is a nice count for me. Alley Cats has Barbie Cubes. I'm not super interested in that one. It's a little stacking game. They are very little, which is nice to take along with you. Kalamala, Cloth Merchants. Doesn't seem necessarily like my style of game, so kind of a pass for me. Real-time dice rolling game. Educational is weird. Yeah, I got nothing about how this one works. Not undecided on it. Tic Tac Truck. This is another one of their little games, it looks like. So you must be trying to get X's and O's in a row. And when you do, you collect your fires, something like that. You know what? I'm kind of interested in that one, actually. And I'm definitely interested here in Timber Town. Build the nicest town and grab the best buildings before they flow over the edge. Especially at a $25 and 2-player only. Cute marker there. You have different buildings and you're laying them out to create different patterns. this one is definitely, I don't know that it'd be a must-have, but it would be like that I would have to buy it if I was there, but I definitely want to go look at it. Alibis. Cooperatively use word association to provide alibis and find the true supervillain. Is this social deduction or more deduction? I would love to be at Gen Con and try this one at the All Play booth to find out. For the Emperor. Card game. That one looks less interesting to me than Alibis does. Llama Llama. Undecided on that one. And Merchants of Andromeda. I don't know. Complete intergalactic mini games and not duck auctions. If it was duck auctions, I would be in. No, I'm interested in this one. It's a little bit longer. No, I'm actually going to say undecided. That the fact it's 3-player probably is important for the auction, but oftentimes I test out games with 2. Money, not interested in it. I own it. Oddland, not interested in it. I own it. Oddland expansion, yep. Runes, own. Slambo. Hand management sumo wrestling game. I'm actually more interested in that one. Soda Jerk. I could see that one being interesting as well. Then Terrible Quest. This one, oh, I do remember seeing they previewed this one on, I think it was the Dice Tower Summer Spectacular. And you literally are tearing things. I'm fairly low interest in that. I'm not interested in Twinkle Twinkle or Twinkle Twinkle How I Wonder because I own them. Vegas Strip, I own. So for me, I'm not going to talk about those as much. Ooh, do I own Waddle? I do. Vivo, a trick-taking game where puppies sing. I'm interested. I like trick-taking, so that could be cool. Wordsy. Find the best way to use the letters everyone shares. You know what? I'm interested. I like word games fairly well. So I could see that one working for me. Ape. We have some different Evian. Here, I'm just going to say I'm kind of undecided. I believe it's mainly a 2-player game. And I'm undecided because I don't know that I would pick it up at Gen Con. Because I can pick it up at my local game store. Storytellers. Select the most popular animals to play the roles in fairy book tales. Not too interested in that. Whale Riders is not actually new. And it's one that I've looked at before when it was on crowdfunding, actually. I think maybe Ape Games picked it up from whoever the original publisher was. Grail Games, yep, and Grail Games is no more, if I remember correctly. That's what I remember anyways. Are they back? Maybe they're back. Because I have Snowcrest. So, who knows? I could be thinking of the wrong thing too. But I'm not super interested in either of these. Arcane Wonders. Now, we're going to have some that I'm definitely interested in here. Buffet Boss. Drafting balancing game. So are you like drafting different ingredients and balancing them? Yes, you are. Awesome. Oh, and you're seeing how full people get based off of. I love that idea for a game. That would definitely kind of fall into that must-have category. Cat and the Tower 2 is not 2, the second one, but also is one that I'm very excited for. Cat in the Tower. Man vs. Meeple was the one who brought this to my attention, but it's a stacking game, and you're seeing how high you can get the cat stacked up there. That seems like that was probably done just to see if how high they can get it. But the levels are not always the same. As you can see on the left here, this level is slightly taller than the right. Oh, that's a cat. But it's about this cat whose mom has died, I believe, and so it's a wild theme. The mom has died, and the cat wants to build a tower as tall as it can to get up to heaven to its mom. It's adorable. If then, work together to guess the pattern from the provided clues. Deduction. I'm actually interested in that. I like deduction games. And so that one sounds fun to me. Chain your cards together to empty your hand. Card shedding. Undecided. I need to see how it works. There's a number of card shedding type games I already have. So a little bit more limited. Aries games. We have Perfect Mismatch. Funny or Yummy. It's a dexterity limited communicate. No, I'm not super interested in that one. Quartermaster General is another game type that I haven't really ever been interested in, so that one's a pass for me. Innovation and Innovation Ultimate here. I know people like Innovation, but Innovation, it just hasn't been one that stood out to me. It looks dull to me. So I would love to see it. I'm definitely not going to grab like the very expensive Ultimate Edition. Even if I like it, I would go for the 4th edition. That's just for me personally there. Then we have from Avalon Hill, Cosmolancers. What was this before? I clearly didn't like it. Oh, Kingdoms. Yeah, I was fine with it. I'm not interested in picking up a copy for myself. Barrel Aged Games has Wanted Wombats, a push your luck game. Come demo Wanted Wombats at our booth and scoop up Gen Con exclusive promo of the game before it releases in Q3. They don't have much Q3 after Gen Con, so it doesn't sound super interesting to me. Bezier Games has Rebel Princesses. This, I would say, is a must-have, except I own it. I just bought it. I love Rebel Princess. I'm even gonna say it's a must-have if you like hearts and haven't tried Rebel Princess. Oh, it is so good. It is my current favorite trick-taking game. We have Scream by Bezier as well. A betting, bluffing, deduction game. I'm not super interested. Xylotar, haven't been interested in. Haven't played it, so I'm not interested in the expansion. Bitewing Games has Ego by Reiner Knizia. There's a lot of Reiner Knizia games. Auction bidding. I'd check it out, but I'm not super interested in it. Icor, or Icor. This is from their 2-player line. I think they're, Icor and Iliad. I'm definitely interested to check out both of them. I'd want to try them out there, or like even just see a quick demo at Gen Con to be like, yeah, that one is for me. Orbit is a 2-to-4 Reiner Knizia game, racing game. show me what the board looks like. Alright, we're going to stop looking at what the board looks like. I'm not super... That board doesn't make me interested in it. The silos brainwash humans, abduct cows, and control the town in this 1980s Earth invasion. That theme sounds fun to me. I would love to check it out and see if it's one for me. Blam, we have Celestia. I'm pretty sure when I played it, and I created this note, I played it wrong, so I'd definitely be interested in seeing a new version and playing it again. Broadway Toys, we have Wolf Street, an auction bidding game. It's not from Reiner Knizia, though. So is it really an auction bidding game in 2025? I'm not sold. I forget what the theme was for games to demo, but my goodness, have we seen a lot of auction bidding games thus far here. The Wondrous Museum, an engine building card game that doesn't read right as a sentence, but I like the artwork a lot. And so I'm assuming you're building up an engine of cards and things trigger off. I'd be interested in it. Brotherwise Games has an expansion for adulthood. I enjoy adulthood, so definitely interested in that one. I'm holding out to see if it looks like Boss Monster 2 is more interesting to me. Boss Monster is a decent game. I love the artwork. I love kind of the goofy theme on it, but it's not for me. Adulthood is all about being an adult, and the Sads and Pets. Sure, that sounds fun. Burnt Island Games has How to Save the World. I'm cool with saving the world. I live there. So this is probably kind of a hand management, deck building sort of game. I forget, I didn't look actually. Is it competitive or cooperative? Don't know. Has solo though. I'd be interested in seeing what it looks like. Casinopolis. Sure, interested in it. One player game. Cuckoo Shuffle, Skunks and Raccoons. Who knows? It's a 2-player only game. I'd be curious to try it. Hyperstar Run, Scott Alms solo only game. I feel like I have it, or I have it coming. So I'm going to say undecided on that one. Just for me. Also, I mean, solo games are tricky at Gen Con because how are you going to demo them? I've seen CGE do Under Falling Skies, but that one's a little bit more involved. Hyperstar Run, you're probably just having somebody talk you through it. And so unless you know, you may not actually know. Calliope Games has Martian Dice. 2 to 99. Just doesn't sound super exciting to me. Roll for it. Going big. Roll it, match it, score it. Bop it, twist it, undecided. Doesn't look bad. It's probably the type of game that I would find fun a couple times and then be like, alright, I'm done. Capstone Games has Galileo Galilei. This one, yeah, I would say I'm interested in this one. I know it got a lot of love last year, so I'd be very curious to try it for myself. Then we have Meltwater. After nuclear war, U.S. and Soviet forces fight for survival in Antarctica. that one doesn't sound super interesting to me. Pagan, not super interesting. It's an expansion. This to me is almost a must-have. I love Pirates of Maracaibo. I've been playing it so much on there on BGA. Commander's expansion. New explorer boards, cards, run trading. Do a whole new level. Equip your ship with cannons. Fortifications. A lot of it looks fairly similar, but that's new for sure. Those are the cannons, I'm assuming. Yeah, this may be something that I ask my friend who's gone to pick up for me. There we go. Raising Chicago, a tile placement game. Not an economic tile placement game. I'm undecided, especially at $65. I would have to really spend some time with it and know that I'm very interested in it. Sunavalo. This one, I like the artwork on it. I'm kind of undecided on the game itself. Action drafting, so we got drafting again. Tea Garden, I'm very interested in. Now, it's 90 to 120 minutes and a $60 game. I'm unlikely to ask somebody to pick it up, but tea is a theme that I like and is different, so that for that reason, I'm definitely more interested in picking up something like that. Up or down. Build a row of ascending or descending numbers. Open drafting hand management. Not a great rating, but you know what? Could be interesting. I like kind of the concept of it, though. This feels very Ohanami. Yeah, Ohanami. Like, was looking off to the side there to read the title, and I don't know that I need a second game like that. I love Ohanami, so this seems superfluous. Caveman Rumble. Action point drawing caveman game. I'm trying to see if I can figure out where the drawing comes in. It looks like card drawing. I'm undecided. It didn't stand out to me for sure. Charming Games Collective, we have Capybara Crush. You know what? I like capybaras, so sure. Doomcat. You know what? It's a cat. I want the artwork. I want that artwork there for somewhere. I mean, that'd be great game room artwork. I don't have high hopes for that game. I'm going to actually put it down to undecided. Otter. Play all your cute animals onto the otter bellies to win. Sure. Park Life Hedgehog. Don't own Park Life Hedgehog, so that's a pass. Elder Scrolls. I should switch that. It is here. Somewhere. I gotta clean. I wouldn't be interested if I was there. $225. That's a lot of my gaming budget. Not interested in expansions for it. I have a lot of game to play as is. Fight 5. Players battle in bouts to be crowned victor. You know what? It is chip theory, so I'm interested. Roth, oddly enough, I'm kind of undecided on that. I didn't back it on crowdfunding. And I've heard, well, I'm curious to see. I've heard, yeah, it's better at higher player counts, and most people don't recommend it solo. So just for that reason, I'm kind of in that undecided camp for it. I'd really need to think about it because I'd probably be playing it solo or two. There's something on the floor. Some things on the floor. Picking them up. Columbia Games has Alliance. A lot of these historical games I'm not super interested in. I'm not going to spend much time on it just because I know that it's not my type of game. Crafty Games has Tabriz. Travel of the bustling Grand Bazaar of Tabriz to weave the grandest rug in history. I'd love to see it. Crowd Games has Barrage, English edition 2025, $90. I'm not interested in Barrage. It's just, I was going to say it isn't one that's ever really interested in me. I think there are, am I thinking of the right ones? I think there were a few things where I was like, oh, that does look interesting-ish. But this is just a lot of Barrage, and it's definitely not one that I'd ask somebody to pick up for me. But, oh my goodness, is there so much Barrage? Then we have an expansion for Fabled the Spirit Lands. I don't know anything about that. A cooperative game. I mean, I want to look at this base game. That looks pretty cool. I love that cover. That is one neat cover. And there it's set up on the table. Well, this is Tabletop Simulator. But there it's, oh, I like that. Now that is so much color on there. I'm interested in this game. So we're going to add to my collection on the wish list there. But, oh, that's not bad. That's a pretty good price for it. So, looks interesting. I don't need an expansion because I don't have it yet. Golden Cup, deck building, manage and train your characters. I kind of like the sound of that, even though not the best rating, but it's a theme that gets me. Then we have En Route. Best tour guide, flip and write game with intense player interactions. I'm intrigued. I like my flip and write, roll and write games. Cryptozoic Games has the DC deck building game and expansions. I've thought the DC deck building game is fine. I'm not going to go in on it. DC deck building game Rivals. I believe this is not an expansion. Nope. Still not super interested in it. So yeah, it's just I'm not in on the DC deck building game. It's as simple as that. If you like it, you're already going to buy it. I mean, this is very similar to Marvel Legendary. They come out with new stuff all the time. If you're into it, you're going to buy it. Okay, CGE, we have Code Names. I'm not a huge fan of Code Names. I'm not super excited for a new version. Code Names Duet, I already own. Status comment. Why do you not say owned? I own it. Oh, I redid it. I'm curious to try this one with my wife at some point in time. Galaxy Trucker, I have the old version of Galaxy Trucker. Not interested in this. This should say pre-order. This is a must-have for me. It has some new stuff for Lost Ruins of Arnak, plus a box to hold it all, and In the Darkness bind it. Wait, no, that's not quite right. But it has a box to hold it all. So it's more of one of my favorite games. Absolutely excited for that. Darrington Press has Solar Garden. Drafting Push Your Luck city building game. Huh. I don't love the look of it, actually. It just, that looked a little dull. This is on my wish list. It'd be a must-have if I was there. Star Wars Battle for Hoth. Really as a two-player back-and-forth game. I'd love to set a day aside for myself and a friend who we play Star Wars Rebellion every 2 years, 3 years. Start with this, play a couple battles here, and then go to Rebellion. Dead Alive Games, Cat Rescue, cooperative memory game, not super interested. Lunar Skyline, that does look pretty. Build the first lunar metropolis skyline with this double-suited trick-taking game. Yes, that sounds phenomenal. Detestable Games has Party Panda Pirates. Actually, no, I'd love to try it. This one, absolute must-have for me. Ace of Spades, cooperative game where you're fighting bosses through playing out poker hands. All aboard, we have Saving Animals with Hand Management. I'm not interested in that one. It's a party game. Fritanga, Frying, semi-cooperative. I'm not super digging that, and the artwork doesn't help. The Lie. Combine the higher numbers of the same color to win. Ladder climbing. I'm interested in this one and in Match, just because those are the type of games that generally can get to the table easier. And so if I was there, I would definitely check out these two, The Lie and Match, just to see if it's the right thing for me. Moire, a pattern building game set in mythology. Weave the thread of life, trying to choose the optimal card combination. I'm interested. Again, it's a cheap game. It's not a big game. Quorum, combine cards and expand your influence. I don't love the artwork on that one. It's less interesting for me. Red Carpet, a fashion show or showing up to, TV movie. I like the theme of that. Tinko, a hot potato party game. Pass. Transgalactica, not a super high rating on that one. I'd be curious about it, but the 100-minute playtime definitely is on the high end for what I'd be looking for. And Venturesome, gather adventurers and ruthlessly outwit your rivals. Are you venturesome enough? I'm interested. Dev Sisters Corporation, Cookie Run, Brave, reverse trading card game. Not interested in a TCG. Not interested in TCG. Not interested in TCG. Now, I would sit down and demo this, and one thing I will say about TCGs I've demoed, they tend to load you up with goodies. They're like, oh, you're interested? Here, let me give you a starter deck and a starter deck, like kind of our demo starter decks. And then here's a few promo cards we have that we've used for various events. So, would I sit down and try this? Sure. Would I ever buy it? No. Dire Wolf has Lightning Train. I know that a lot of people are talking about this one. Paul Denon, designer, also on Clank and Dune Imperium. So people love his games. This is a train game. I think it's going to be somewhere. It's not going to be as light as Ticket to Ride, but not as heavy as 18XX game. If I was at Gen Con, I'd sit down and try it. Or, well, Direwolf, actually, at their booth, they tend to just more talk you through stuff. Dragon Dawn Productions, we have Justice. The covers for both Justice and Verdun don't excite me, but they are trick taking. I would put them in the undecided camp because nothing about it really sells me on it. Oh, DV Games. Create a 3D koi pond satisfying the game's unique objectives. Oh my goodness, please tell me you got pictures. Oh, yeah, no. That looks awesome. I love koi ponds, and that game, that cover is so good. I'm just immediately like drawn to that. I could see this game, koi, being one of those at Gen Con where maybe a lot of people buy it just because of how it looks. And $40 with what looked like the 3D stuff wasn't bad. Rumblebots, an all against all challenge inspired by auto battler video games. Now this intrigues me because I'm assuming it's an auto battler. It's mainly flipping cards and that, or programming stuff, and it just kind of runs at that point. If that's the case, I'm intrigued. DVC Games has Here Lies, a cooperative acting, deduction, mystery, and murder. Not interested, unfortunately. I'm kind of on the fence there. Karnak, compete to properly build this famous temple. An action dexterity game. I'd be curious about it. And Thing, a party game. Create categories to ditch your cards, but not anyone else's. You know what? This one sounds more interesting because I'm assuming that you create a category and you're trying to get some cards out of your hand. You probably start with a hand of, I don't know, 7 cards, let's say. And so you create a category. You can create it really broad and be able to get rid of a lot of your cards. But the broader it is, the more people are going to be able to explain, like, oh, I think my card fits in that because of X, Y, or Z. And they'd add it to it as well. So they're shedding cards. I'm talking myself into this game. That one sounds fun. Assuming it works like I think it does. Let's see. Silly card game we play a lot at the office. We have cards upon cards of things, places, peoples, concepts, and we have to find ways to relate them, usually with strange results. Playing 2 or more cards lets you get rid of them, but the category you use to relate them, leaders in the field, hard to get, stuff I touched recently, reasons the party didn't go well, may let other players discard cards as well, forcing you to draw new cards to compensate. Yeah, that sounds undecided, I would say. I don't love the idea of drawing up new cards. I think it'd be better to say, like, you have your hand of 7 cards. At least in my head, it feels better. You have your hand of 7 cards. You're saying stuff, getting rid of them around the table. Whoever clears their hand first gets a point, or something like that. And you just reshuffle up and go again, or you just say, hey, you win that round. It's like Strike, I don't need a compensation mechanism. I just want to play it again. Addition Spielweise. We have plant flowers, so floral. I do like the cover on floral. Actually, this one for me is almost a must-have. Obviously, I'm not buying it on Amazon for $30, but this could be something real fun for me to do with my kid, and the cases would be appropriate. And my wife and kid, I think, would both enjoy it. Plant flowers and fulfill tasks. Sorry, I got distracted. By comparing your garden with your opponents. I think the cover is pretty cool. card overlapping. You know what? This might be an interested for me. Ephirian Games has Super Dice Battle from the top rope. Dice Battlers, professional wrestling, undecided on that one. It could be a fun, quick party game type thing, but I mean, 5 to 30 minutes is a big time range. If it was 5 to 15, I'd be way more interested. Fam Bam, Spy Outs. That doesn't tell me anything about it, but set collection, dexterity, action game. So you're grabbing cards, you need to complete your numbers or something like that. Not really interested in that one. Fireside Games has Ham Helsing. Okay, that got me. And then Please Don't Burn My Village. Nice. You know what? I am very interested in Ham Helsing just for the name. That is a terrible name that sounds like a lot of fun. Please Don't Burn My Village. On the other hand, villagers bribe the dragon to spare their village from burning. I don't know anything about this one. Let's look here. Bribe, so you're throwing out stuff. Buy cards from black market. Curse a treasure, score the most treasure. So you're trying to not have your village burned while giving away as little as possible to the dragon. You know what? That could be interesting. Cascadia Jr. Undecided. I need to play Cascadia. If I like Cascadia a lot, sure, Cascadia Jr. is something I can pick up. But again, it's something I can pick up. I probably can pick it up at my local game store. Knitting Circle, I already have coming, so I'm going to say not interested. Point Galaxy, I am interested in. I'm interested in any of the Point games. I need to play Point City still. I love Point Salad, and I have the EV version. Propolis. Deploy worker bees, explore the realm, and build the most glorious hive. Yes, I did say that intentionally that way. You know what? I'm interested. Flat Out Games, they generally do stuff where I'm like, I'm interested in that. Floodgate Games has Hedge Mage. This one, I know they crowdfunded once, must have crowdfunded it again and had it be successful, and they expect to have some copies there. It didn't really draw me in. They also have Squirrel Away. Use Sleight of Paw to get the biggest take of acorns. Doesn't sound too exciting to me. Fox Mind. Match Madness Flip. No. Doesn't sound like my cup of tea there. And we'll continue probably for another half hour here. You can see how far we are down on this page. And I'll continue the rest of it, I'm hoping Wednesday night. Gallons Games. We have Dice Clash. Place dice in an epic back and forth battle, or it's solo. You know what? I'm interested in it. Nice cheap price point. Kind of cool artwork. Heritage Farms. Oh, these all look 1 to 2. I wonder if they come in kind of the mint tin size game. Must be, Gallons Games. So Gallon McCown must be the owner. Get your chicks and foxes and corn across the river before your opponent. Less interested in that one. Mint Tin Monster Mashup. You know what? Creating monsters for battle. We'll say a decent one there. And then Verdant, Arizona. A cactus collecting and displaying games. less interested in that one. It just doesn't sound as exciting as creating your monster. Gamehead has Corgi Pile Up, a delightful game, a trick-taking game. I am most certainly interested in that one. It's corgis. Who doesn't like a good corgi? First Class Letters, a roll and write word game with an alphabetical twist and a postal theme. I'm interested. I'm assuming that like this red one is your first class one, so if you can place that in your word, you get more points depending on where it is, something like that. That sounds good to me. Or it might even be, let's look. Pictures. Kind of picture. Okay, so you're trying to, use different, score double for using all 3 dice. Write a word that uses the letter dice, but avoid the red one. Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, that sounds kind of cool. Foolish Fool. No, a new goofy rule each turn doesn't sound fun to me. No Loose Ends. Plan your bank heist. Trick-taking. There's a lot of trick-taking as well. Do I need every single trick-taking game in the world? Absolutely not. Much like I don't need every roll and write game in the world. But I tend to like them a lot. Trinket Trove. Collector critters trade human trinkets to decorate their cozy burrows. That sounds cute. Picture me. 11 images. Do I feel like I have any table set up there? There we go. On the back of the box. Offer trinkets from your hand to bid for turn order. Claim 2 sets of trinket cards, including other players' bids. Oh, okay. You know what? That sounds kind of cool. I'm definitely interested in that one. I would love if we had a price for it. Venture Angels secretly bid on to fund research projects. Winning projects means less secret bids. Not super interested in that. Gigamic. Now this one is on my wish list. I'm interested in it. I've played this a number of times on Board Game Arena. It's fun. I'd love to try it in real life. If I could find it used, that'd be great, or just a little bit cheaper. It's not a most marvelous game, but it's fun. You have your grid, you flip over one of your tiles, you take it out, and then you have to slide in to fill that spot. Yogi, body contortion game, hard pass. 4 forests. Cultivate your forest to attract the most prestigious mythical creatures. That is interesting artwork on the front. The cards look pretty cool. I'd be interested in that one. Whiskers and Tails. A kitty cat. I'd be interested in checking it out. Hand management, set collection, animals. I wonder if they're different designers, but that's a lot of the similar mechanisms. The Sims board game. I honestly got no clue. So this one's going to be at the Lucky Duck booth from Goliath Games. This could be an absolute train wreck of a game. It could be an absolutely fine game. I don't think it's going to be great. Good Games Publishing has 12 Rivers. I like that cover. Collect Magic Pearls. This kinetic worker placement game. What does that mean? Place your 3 tokens on slots. Pay more camp card resources to place higher up the river. To pick pearls earlier. However, with clever placement, and use of camp card powers, you can still get valuable pearls more downstream. You know what? I'm intrigued by that. Citrus. Mercenaries escape dystopia in order to find paradise in floating cities above. Cooperative, competitive. I'm not seeing cooperative show up as one of the top ones there. So I'm assuming you compete for it. It has a lot of things that do sound pretty fun to me. I'd love to check it out. Land vs. Sea just kind of was a dud for me. So I'm not interested in an expansion for it, obviously. Chuhan, or Shuhan, master an ever-changing environment to found China's first dynasty. 2-player. You know what? I'm interested. That artwork just makes me interested in that game. Food for thought. Worker placement card game. Balance your body's needs. I need to do a better job of that in real life. I say as I'm drinking an old fashioned. The artwork looks great. I'd definitely check it out. The Belgian beer race dice. Race through Belgium and its breweries with dice. I'm undecided on that one. I love beer as a theme, but it doesn't scream to me as like one where I'm like, oh man, I'd love that. Balbakiki. Limited communication party word game. Nah. Endangered rescue. You know what? A deduction game, $11, sure. Holiday hijinks, kind of the same thing. These are escape room puzzle type experiences. Sure. Inferno, now I do remember watching, this one was on GameFound, I remember watching some previews for it. It definitely looks interesting. It looked big and a bunch going on in it. It'd be one where I'm like, yeah, I want to try it before I buy it. Journey to Tirnog. An 18 escape adventure. You know what? Sure. I'd be curious about it. A lot of these seem kind of like escape room type things. Then we have Ovation. Not super excited about that one. Pass. A ladder climbing game. It's on my wish list. To let you be stronger when calling pass. That just sounds intriguing. It sounds like it does something a little bit different, which is what I look for a lot of time in games like that. Pillars of Heracles. City building Civ. Not super interested in that one. S'mores Galore. A hand management drafting game. Could be a silly. That's too long though. I'm not interested in that. This is a silly theme and it's 30 to 45 minutes. It needs to be Stroop length. And I'm not that interested in Stroop. Tirnog, I wasn't super interested in the base game. It might be one that I would find interesting, but it just, well, I shouldn't say that. I think I was kind of interested in it, but I mean, you can't have every game. I tried. Okay, I didn't try, but you really can't have every game. So 3, 2, 1 countdown. Drawing, hand management, math game. Not super interested in that. Haven't been interested in Skull King, really. So not interested in expansion for it. Hansen Gluck. Duel for Cardia. You know what? I'm interested in this one. Again, I don't think that I would buy it sight unseen, but if I could see a preview of it or check it out myself. I could be more interested. Happy Camper has 4 doors. Matt Leacock is interesting. Okay, not the Matt Riddle I was thinking of. Cooperative game. Acquire relics. Hiding behind each door. You know what? I'd be curious about this one. Jungo. Be the first to get rid of your cards by playing combos and enhancing your hand. Sure. I'd check it out. Heidelbar Games has Mew and more. Will you take the crown? Will you help the crown claim tricks or join the shield to prevent them? I just don't know enough about it. Is it a trick-taking game? I mean, it should tell me trick-taking, team-based trick-taking. I haven't played a good team-based trick-taking game in a little while, so sure. I definitely check that one out then. Hobby Japan has Dice Democracy. Not super digging the feel of that one. Just betting, bluffing, memory aspect combined with betting and bluffing is just like, fine. Doesn't sell me on it. Gibberers, the word game of language invention and civilization development. Create a new language to communicate from the Stone Age to the futuristic age. Not super interested in that one. Horrible Guild. Now, I love Horrible Guild. Generally, I'm not interested in an expansion for Evergreen. Gotta play Evergreen first. Railroad Tiles. Definitely interested in that. I'd love to get my hands on that. I also don't feel the need to ask somebody to pick that up for me at Gen Con. Similar Aquatic Animals. Fun game. I have the Lord of the Rings one that came out with. I don't need more of it. I had a bunch of it at one point in time, and I sold it because it's good, but I don't need the random versions. Hot Banana Games has Moon Bunny. Hop around the moon, collect ingredients, and craft the ultimate elixir of life. I mean, it looks cute. I'm undecided. No, I'm interested. In sense, like, I would try this at Gen Con and probably be able to be convinced to buy it. But I'm not going to be at Gen Con, so it's not a must-have for me. Mythical Dice. Be the best at predicting battles to earn the most points. Not too interested in kind of a guessing game. Pina Coladice. Create the best cocktail. So it's kind of a push your luck or some sort of dice rolling game. Neither of those stand out a ton to me. Kinefire Council here from Incredible Dream Studios looked cool, but it also looked like one I wasn't going to ever get to the table. So I'm not that interested in it. Now, this I already owned, so not that interested in it. I need to play it. If you want to see a good playthrough of it, Meet Me at the Table has a very nice playthrough for it. And we're going to continue just a couple more minutes here. Inside Up Games, we have an expansion for Earth. Need to play Earth. Ice and Idols. Adventurers manipulate pathways to research idols in a frozen temple. That sounds intriguing to me. I wonder how smooth the manipulation is. It doesn't look like it. Probably looks like it's not terrible in terms of manipulating things. So yeah, I'm intrigued by that one for sure. Perch, control a flock of birds. The best perch locations. Not super interested. IV Studios has Brink. Trading voting. IV Studio, especially at $140, I'm not interested in that. IV Studios they have made a lot of games that I think look absolutely gorgeous, and also that I think aren't for me. Graft, we have an open drafting game here. Set collection, undecided. It doesn't speak to me a ton either way. Pillars of Fate. I wasn't interested in this one from when I've seen it before. Time to Panic, cooperative, reconstruct the timeline. Undecided. I need to see how the mechanisms work for that, and 40 minutes seems a little bit long for what I'd want. Jelly Jelly Games has Ubibo, English Print and Play Edition. Hold sticks with your fingers and defeat gravity to win. Doesn't sell me on it. Cass has Hunter x Hunter. I need to watch that anime. That's probably the big takeaway for me from the Hunter x Hunter game. Undecided on it. Same with the speed battles. Kess actually just concerns me a little bit with their games from what I've seen before of them. I'm trying to remember which one I checked out. I checked out the Spy Family game. I was just like, this doesn't sell me on the game. Keymaster is going to have Parks 2nd edition. I'm intrigued, and that's the fancy edition, but I'm not sold on it. This one, for me, I would love to get my hands on it. It's big and expensive. I'm not going to ask somebody to pick up the game, but Galactic Cruise sounds like a really interesting game where you're building up these cruise spaceships and you get points for things, but it's not like from my understanding, it's not like you're building up only your own specific cruise ship. You're kind of jointly building stuff together, and so you're bouncing where you place things. Expansions I'm undecided on because I would want to try this base game first. Cobalt Press has a Necromancer. Doesn't sell me on the look of it, so kind of a meh. The Crew Family Adventure. Now, from what I've heard, this is a pretty low score. But that's because it's not a trick-taking game. This is kind of supposed to be a family version, and it's something different. We have Dice Words. Pack as much ice as you can in the words you create. Undecided on that one. My wife and I did have fun with what we got through of one of the advent calendars. I'm not interested in picking up another one until my kid's a little bit older and he gets excited about something like that, and then we can do it together as a family. Exit games, Adventures on Catan, not super interested. More exit games, family, kids. Exit games are fun, but it has to be a specific theme, and none of those are it. Marvelous. Drop, Pop, and Score. You know what? Undecided on that one. It's a kid's game. Could be interesting. Masters of Crime. Mosquito. I have plenty of mosquitoes. It doesn't sound super exciting to me. One of Us. You know what? That could be... a cooperative party game. Sure, that could be interesting. Cooperative gets me more interested. Tower Bricks is a cooperative stacking game. I'll pass. Okay. Let's see if I can pronounce this. Nana Toridori. Well, easier than I thought. In this game, birds of the feather really do flock together. I don't know. Could be interesting, but it doesn't draw me in, say, like Capybaras did last year. We're going to do a couple more here, probably through leader games. which is coming up and down there. We have Dogs with Jobs. Recruit a team of hardworking canines, doesn't say hardworking, of working canines in this high-stakes competition to victory. I have no idea. So, could be interesting. Need to know more. My guess is... Oh, I do have a few pictures. So it seems like it's mainly cards. Who knows? Leader Games is a couple expansions for Ahoy. I need to play Ahoy. We'll continue a little bit more here. Lightbringer expansion for Dead by Daylight. I haven't played Dead by Daylight. Doesn't actually interest me that much. Spooktacular. I guess we're going through M. Maybe that's our goal. Let's get through M. A riveting board game of cinematic horror where you become the monsters. I'm interested. Could be fun. I like the horror theme. Llama Escape Games has Don Quixote, the ingenious Hidalgo. If this was something where I could play it solo, I'd be interested. I'm kind of undecided. Yeah, must have for the new Forest Shuffle expansion. I love Forest Shuffle. Great Western Trail El Paso, Great Western Trail. None of the versions have interested me that much, so just undecided. I don't have interest here in Sir Ocelot's Cave. I've played it multiple times on Board Game Arena. It plays similarly every time and isn't that exciting. Critter Kitchen, I would say, is a must-have, but I own it. Critter Kitchen looks wonderful. I'm going to say it's a must-have still, just because I want people to be like, ooh, excited. I also own this one. Dark Quarter. That's going to kind of use some of the Chronicles of Crime-esque stuff, but with Van Ryder Games writing. And so darker kind of campaign game theme. Potions of Azerland. I feel like I've seen this cover for ages. Maybe it was just that there wasn't an English version for a while. But let's look here. You know what? Could be interesting, especially if I could read the back. I'm undecided on that one. Temple Code, a deduction game trying to figure out a code, I'm assuming. Sure, I'm intrigued enough. We're Sinking, a social survival game on the high seas. No, thank you. We have an expansion for Solstice. Don't know anything about the game, so not interested in expansion. Trailblazers, the Arizona Trail. I love the artwork on it. I'd definitely check it out if I was there. Kemet, and so we're to Matago. So this Panda Spin is a must-have for me. I actually backed the most recent Kickstarter, so I'll be getting that eventually. Kemet, an expansion for Kemet, is $160. I'm interested in Kemet, but not an expansion at $160. The Peak Team, cooperative, safeguarding animals. Kind of undecided on that one. Mighty Boards has an expansion for Fate Forge. I own Fate Forge. I have to play it still before I'd be interested in an expansion. Mindware Games has Meowdy Partner. Just not interested in that. Quirkle Flex, not interested in that. Good old Quirkle's good enough. Ringer, match dice and collect your prize. I'm slightly more interested in that. Stabbits, is this about stabbing bat? Oh no, it's about bunnies who are backstabbers. Not super excited. Whenever I see humor, it always just, to me, says, like, okay, you made a funny little game that I'm not going to enjoy that much. Edge Runners Fight Against. You know what? I'd be very intrigued to try this one. But it is a try, very much so. Hello Kitty, Reach for the Stars game. Real-time matching children's game. Real-time, no thank you. Menagerie. So this is Moose Games with Prospero Hall for this one. Draft and curate a collection of insects to score the most points. Not super excited. Cozy game, sure. That gets me up to an undecided on it. Poppy Playtime. Horror and fun collide in this Chinese checkers style game. You know, I am intrigued just because I grew up playing Chinese checkers. What's the twist on this? That just mainly looks creepy, which is why it's only an undecided. Mosaic, uninvited guests at the wedding. Wedding crashers hide their tracks and out with their friends to avoid getting caught. Sounds like social deduction. Hard pass. And that is where we will wrap up for today. I want to see if, because I do rate every one of these. I intentionally do that. So if I click on not prioritized now and apply filters for stuff that's for sale, there are 150 games left. I missed clicking on one of them. So 149 games for the next video. We're slightly over half. Yeah. I'm going to be curious to see how many I end up with kind of must-have grades on them. But right now, there's not a ton. There's a couple where I'm like, yes, I want to get that game. And it'll just be what else, what 2, maybe 3 games will I ask for someone to try and track down for me, and will those games even like be in stock long enough for them to grab something like that? Like I mentioned already, Ace of Spades. That one I kind of expect is going to be sold out super fast, so I'm not going to ask somebody to stand in line to get me that game. That's not fair to somebody who's at Gen Con. They're there to have fun, and they're doing it to help me just because I can't go. So it'll be if you can get your hands on it, please do. But I do know there is, another one on the list coming up here where I'm gonna be like, that's the other one that I kind of want to ask about. Maybe one more beyond that, but I think 3 is going to be the max that I would ever ask about. And I mean, I have enough board games. I'm not at a shortage of board games to play. So I wrap up here for tonight. Just thank you so much for checking out the video and joining with me live. Those of you who have, if you enjoy this content, please give the video a thumbs up. Drop down in the comment section, what are your must-get games from Gen Con in 2025? Whether or not you're going, what would be the thing that you'd be most excited to get? But with that, I guess probably the rest of the spiel, which is, if you enjoy this content, subscribe and click that notification bell. I'm going to be coming out with the second half of this list here on, I believe, Wednesday is going to be the plan. So check that out. I'm not sure what time it's going to start at, but if you subscribe and click that notification bell, you'll know when I go live. And if you want to find out kind of some more content that I have here on the interwebs, you can check out nerdologist.com. Once I get through the whole list, I'm going to do my top 10 kind of most anticipated games that I would try and buy at Gen Con, or at least spend the time to make sure I understood what the game was to pick it up if I were going there. And plenty of other board game reviews. I also have a podcast about all things Marvel movies, comics, TV shows, really movies and TV shows mainly. But you can find that here on YouTube by searching for 10 Minute Marvel, or you can search for 10 Minute Marvel wherever you get your friendly neighborhood podcasts from. But with that, bottoms up.